Okay, today we're going to give you a quick tour of Google Earth and show you how the features available and how to maybe use this with your students. We're going to start off by going to Stayer Hall here at Milledgeville. And when we arrive here, you can see that we see the outside of the building, and you'll notice that different locations are also picture points that you can click on to give you a closer outside visual of the building that you're looking at. From Stayer, we're going to move across the world to go to China, and we're going to go to the Forbidden City. And while we're at the Forbidden City, just to point out that we're looking at a feature known as 3D buildings, so that when the city comes up, we actually can see the buildings as they would look in a 3D option. From the Forbidden City in China, we're going to go to the Colosseum in Rome. And when we arrive at the Colosseum, you're going to notice that we're kind of off to the side of it. We really don't get a good view of it, and that's where our tools on the right-hand side here come into effect. The top one gives us the ability to change our camera angle, and the middle one then allows us to change our position, changing left and right, whereas the bottom one then allows us to zoom in or zoom out onto the building that we're looking at. From Rome, we're going to travel back to the United States, and we're going to go to Mount St. Helens and provide your students an opportunity, or for you to stand on the side of a volcano in case you've never had a chance to do that. And once you're done looking around the volcano, then we're going to travel again back to the other side of the world, and we're going to go to Sydney. And when we are in Sydney, then again you have the opportunity to see the Opera House buildings in 3D, as well as the Sydney Harbour Bridge standing over here on the left.
Okay, the next feature we want to show you is just the toolbar across the top. Here you can close the sidebar and take a little bit bigger view. Next to that we have pin drops. Basically, all the locations we went to were pin drops we created. You just click on that and you can name the location, hit OK at the bottom, and you've got your place located. These are just some features we're not going to go into. You can explore on your own. Next to that, we've got historical imagery. We're going to show you that in the conclusion. Next to that, we've got sunlight landscape. You can see where the sun is different times of the day at different locations. Next to that, we've got our view where we can switch from like Google Earth to looking at locations on the moon. Give it an opportunity to zoom in here, and your kids in your class can visit the moon. Zoom in just like Google Earth. If we switch back to Google Earth, next to that we've got the ruler, which allows you to measure locations. So if I slide this to the left, we can go from, let's say, Florida to Stayer Hall, and you'll see it's just about 1,000 miles. And then with your students you can convert between units, say kilometers, and you'll find out it's about 1,500 kilometers. If we go ahead and clear that.
Alright, the next part we're going to look at are the layers options over here in the menu. The first one I want to talk about are the borders. If I unclick it, you can see the Earth as a whole without anything extra, but when you do click it, you can actually see all the different borders and labels of the different countries and places like that in the world. The photos that were shown earlier of Stayer Hall, to get to that option, you just click right here, and when you zoom into a place, you will see them scrambled all over the screen. If I click off of those, right now I have the 3D buildings option on. That is what allowed for the Forbidden City and the Colosseum to actually come out of the ground, otherwise it would just be a flat satellite image. Under here, I'm going to skip over the ocean and the weather and look at the gallery. In the gallery there's some different options that you can look at. You can see all of the different volcanoes in the world, geotagged YouTube videos as well, and cities in full panorama. Lastly, I'm going to go to global awareness, and there's some different causes out there that are on Google Earth. This is the Jing GoogleEarth research, and you can actually go and see all of the research that she has done.
Up our tour here just to show you the historical date option, and we're looking here at the World Trade Center in 1997, and we can click forward and you can actually see what it looked like in 2001. We can click forward and show you December, and then we can click forward and show you the current.